What's up, guys? Okay, some bad news. Nick Walker is out from the Mr. Olympia. He tore his hamstring. They still made the trip, thought maybe it might get better. With these kind of things, you just never know. So it didn't. It was getting progressively worse and worse and worse. And he had to pull out of the Olympia, okay? Even though I didn't have Nick in the top 4 or 5, and I think Nick believed that he could have won this Olympia. I feel bad for Nick. Even though I don't love his physique and people call me Nick Walker hater and all that silly stuff, I have nothing against him personally. I just don't I'm not just a fan of his physique. This is a hard one, okay? When I was competing, of course, I never got to this level. I had several bad surgeries. I had, 2 shoulder surgeries back to back that made me miss the USAs where I was supposed to, get my card there, and a lot of other stuff. He starts crying in the video at the end. I mean, this is Mr. Olympia. This is what you worked, prepped, gave your heart for 4 months. These guys don't have any other life. I mean, this is their life. Eat, sleep, and breathe bodybuilding. You got to understand that. So this is something that's rough. And I've got 2 different thoughts, okay? For Nick, I know from his past and, when Boston Lloyd used to kind of go back and forth with him, bodybuilding is everything for Nick, okay? He needs to be around people. He doesn't need to go to that dark place, because there's some dark places you can go to, especially when something like this happens. And he needs to keep his mind busy, okay? The other thing, this could be a blessing in disguise, okay? When I had my double left shoulder surgery, it put me out a full 2 years recovery till I can even start training again. That was the point. All my other friends were going like this, and then I went like this and this, because I wasn't even my prime yet. Of course, I wasn't at this level, but if I made it to the next level, I was going to push it a little harder. Let's be real. Nick has been pushing it hard. Unfortunately, his coach, Matt, which, it wasn't Nick's first coach, but I think a real bond that they had. And he trusts Matt, and I think Matt is a very, very dangerous coach. And this could be a blessing in disguise for him, where he sits back and says, hey, and looks at life. What are your priorities? What are you doing to your body? What harm you're putting your body through just for, to place at these shows? He can make money without competing. He's made a huge enough name for himself. Okay, I don't think he preps people or trains people. That's the problem. A lot of these guys, they get into bodybuilding and they don't have jobs while they're competing. Like I see a lot of bodybuilders now, they're trying to prep and coach and train people in the gym, and they don't have any experience. I mean, you can be a great bodybuilder yourself, but you have to know how to prep people in the gym. You have to know how to train people. You can't just retire from bodybuilding and start doing that right away when other people, have been doing it their whole life. Like I remember I started training people at 16. I started prepping people as soon as I started prepping for shows at 18, just for fun, prepping my friends. So I had something I could fall back on. A lot of these guys, they didn't do that. It was all about their career, their physiques, and I see a couple top pro bodybuilders now, and they're struggling. They're struggling bad because they're trying to coach people and train people, and they don't know how to do that. It's not something easy like people think, like, oh, you look like that, so you must have been able to coach others like that. No, there's a lot of people out there that's tried it, and they're not doing well. So I'm not sure if he's gone to school or any other routes. That's why it's so important, guys, in bodybuilding or anything else, professional sports or whatever in general, you need to have a backup plan. Boom, one wrong injury. snapped hamstring, torn shoulder. Some of these could be career injuries. I don't think a hamstring is, but it's going to derail him for a while. And people need to have backup plans. The sponsors, you have to compete. A lot of the sponsors, you got to compete. Some of them I understand for a little bit. Like, when I was doing it, they understood for a little bit. They gave me a year. And then when I had to have that second shoulder surgery because I messed up the first one and they didn't fix everything, that put me out a whole nother year. I lost my contracts, Muscle Mag contracts, Muscle Tech contract. So it's hard, guys, and I do feel bad for him. And I know he's worked his butt off, but this could be a big eye opener for his health. Let's not play like we don't know what's going on with Matt and his clients and how much stuff they abuse. And hopefully Nick will kind of take a step back and look at everything he's been doing, really get your health checked up, not just blood work. That's not going to tell what's wrong if something's wrong with your heart. You got to do all sorts of different scans, PET scans, cardiac CTs where they go in there with put dye in there. Then they do a CT where they can see any blockages, arteries, or anything messed up in your heart. That's how you really check up your health, okay? Blood work just does not cut it, especially for bodybuilders. So, I know I give Nick a hard time a lot, and with his physique and stuff. But I know how it feels injury-wise. I grew up playing soccer overseas. I bodybuild. I've tore a lot of different things. Surgery on my shoulder, pec, tricep, hernia 5 surgery. So I know what it's like to be out from competing and all that. It wasn't the Olympia, but still was very important to me. And instead of going into a dark place and being depressed and oh my gosh, my life is over, I put my energy towards positive things. I took on more clients. I took on a lot more different hobbies, started playing the guitar. I enjoyed life because when you're bodybuilding, everything at that level, everything is about bodybuilding. You really don't have a life. Oh, I want to go to state fair. Oh my gosh, it's time to eat again. It's time to eat again. That gets so old, guys. It gets so old. It's not fun to walk around I got up to about 285, to, almost 290. What is he, over 300 he gets up to? That's not fun. Your knees ache, and he's still young. I think he's like 10 years younger than me. Your knees ache, your hips ache, your feet ache, everything hurts. It is not comfortable being a massive bodybuilder, okay? And he's huge. So hopefully, like I said, he takes a step back, looks at his life, looks at what's important to him, his health, get a real health analysis, and take it from there. A lot of guys are not competing on the big stage anymore because look at all these deaths we've had in bodybuilding, guys. It's not worth your life. And Nick, people can lie to everybody about what they're taking or not taking. We all know how the game goes. We do know, unfortunately, that coach of his has harmed a lot of people. I've had clients come to me in full kidney failure that they've already had kidney transplants from this coach. And so prayers for you. Hope your mental health you get that together and find, there's much more to life than bodybuilding, okay? There's much more life. Family, kids. Let me tell you something. I have kids and I have a family, and my life is so much more joyful now than when I was bodybuilding. I look at my bodybuilding days and I'm like, even though I didn't make it to Olympia, I'm like, that was miserable eating 10 times a day and so obsessed with that. Life is so much better now. And sometimes people can't see that, but it will get better. And I think he should really evaluate everything. I don't think he was going to even get top 3 at Olympia. He needs to understand these other guys that are just coming in. They're just better. And prayers with him, his family, and his thoughts. Keep your mind busy. I'm glad he is there and has some friends. But hey, maybe it's time to step away even at a young age. Check your health. Peace out, guys.